What's going on, everyone? We got a fun video today. We are going to be cracking some packs and opening up our very own booster box. This, of course, was given to me from the same person who have given the last ones. I'll put up some links on the screen here. One of my longtime viewers and supporters of the channel, and I just cannot thank him enough. Not only do we have that, but we also have a Carbonite booster to crack into and check out some of those Prestige Force cards, which I am extremely excited about. There are a couple of chase cards. Obviously, Vader is one that we are looking for. But my goodness, I just want to say a huge thank you to Papa Hawk out there and what their store is doing. I cannot wait to hang out with you all in person and just check out all of our patron shenanigans here in the Galactic Championship. It is going to be an absolute fantastic time, and videos like this are possible not only because of Papa Hawk here and Hawk's Nest Gaming, but also all of you watching the channel. I make videos because it's a lot of fun, but also any of the extra stuff usually I just kind of put back into the videos and make more. So it is a ton of fun, and I cannot wait to open some packs here. It has been a little while because I do not buy a lot of packs outside of maybe the initial set launch. So the last time I opened packs was back pretty much when Jam to Lightspeed released. You guys saw that video, and then I had gone to a couple of local stores and well, did a couple drafts and things like that. But honestly, that's even hard to find in my area, mainly because, well, I'm in like the outskirts of life over here in Montana, and that means that not a lot of people actually end up playing Star Wars Unlimited over here. So it is a lot more difficult to get some players involved. That said, I do enjoy cracking packs and playing with physical cards. So what do I want? Obviously, any sort of showcase card is going to be absolutely amazing. There are some amazing looking ones, like Kit Fisto. I think looks pretty interesting. But actually, I think Ray looks awesome. I think Revan looks pretty good, but not as stellar as I was hoping for. Of course, any sort of legendary, specifically Vader, is going to be an absolutely amazing one. And there are a lot of uncommons, commons that I'll actually probably be using when we go to the Galactic Championship here in a little bit. So let's not waste any more time, and let's start off here. Immediately crack our first pack. Ooh, and here I thought it was going to be a showcase. So we've got Third Sister to start us off. Honestly, has been a little bit better than I initially thought. And of course, we get the Force bases here in the packs these days. Voltex, and here I'll just put the bases off to the side as well. I gotta figure out what I want to do here. Voltex, Life Wind Sage, lots of comments here at the beginning, so not really gonna think about all that all too much. Some colorless options, but Inquisitor's Lightsaber, huh? This one's been an interesting one. I've seen some people get some pretty good value out of that. Praetorian Guard, just some commons, nice little reprint. Guardian of the Wills, Purge Trooper. This one's actually been very impressive. I've drafted a lot with this card. It's actually been pretty good. Jedi Temple Guards, I don't think is all that strong. Supremacy Tie. This one has been absolutely amazing in like the Kira decks and just in general villainy. Vigilance, Paleostar Compass, Blockade Runner, another amazing card for draft. And then, ooh, wow, first pack, we got ourselves a legendary in the Legacy run, huh? Check that out. And then a Focus Determines Reality. Legacy run, this one's been pretty fun. 5 cost, 3/3 when defeated, you deal 6 damage, divided as you choose amongst enemy units. This one has been pretty interesting just for the fact of I've played the new Thrawn with this. And you could do some cool things like play the Legacy run and then curve into like a Chimera, and then double trigger the when defeated trigger on this, which is actually kind of threatening, right? So Legacy run can do some cool things in Thrawn. Outside of that, I haven't seen it be all that powerful. So I guess take with that what you will. Of course, I shouldn't stick away the pack, because who knows, we could open a showcase here. We've got ourselves Ahsoka and a Hyperspace Force Space in Starlight Temple. This one's pretty cool. Definitely looking to use that for potentially the new Han, or rather Han 2 and all the shenanigans we can do over there. Ravening Gundark, little common there. Banking Clan Shuttle, not too bad. 3/3 hidden. Army of the Dead, little 7/6 Night Sister here. Pretty fun there. Relic Scavenger, another kind of draft playable card. Supremacy Tie, Witch of the Mist. Paladin Training Corvette, but you're able to get a little bit of value out of this thing, which I've been very impressed with. Graceful Purgle, Night Saber, little lightsaber action there. Lorsan here, pretty mediocre. Quinlan Voss, this guy's been pretty good so far, just getting a little bit of value from getting that extra power, especially with like surprise strikes and things like that. I haven't been too upset with that. Balin has been pretty nice as well, just, you know, flickering something is pretty powerful. And ooh, okay guys, already we're starting off pretty nice with back-to-back legendaries here, and we got ourselves Yoda. This card is pretty sweet. So we got 8-drop 5/9. When played, you can use the Force, heal 5 damage from base, and then when you use the Force, you may deal damage to a unit equal to twice the number of units you control. I definitely stuffed this card a little bit. Let's face it, more than I should have in my legendary tier list. One of the things I mentioned in that video was I put it in a lower tier just because it was super expensive. It's a super expensive card, period, in terms of like 8-drop. But I wasn't sure if the Force payoff was going to be worth it. I do think it is worth it for certain decks. I think the biggest contender that Yoda really has right now is Han 2 Green. I think that is actually a really nice spot for Yoda. And really the meta that is existing right now makes Yoda also a little bit stronger because of the kind of value mid-range that we're in. But Yoda, absolutely amazing pull. We're starting off strong, guys, with back-to-back legendaries. Yoda is one of the chase legendaries of the set, in my opinion. Next up, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi, one of the best leaders, in my opinion, for the set. Nice little hyperspace shadowed Undercity as well. Army of the Dead again, another Lifewind Sage. Curious Flock, one of the more fun cards of the set. Nice little 1/1 creature. I don't think the creature synergies really got there in this set, to be honest. The Kowakian Monkey Lizard, Cure Wounds. Guys, these cards make me unreasonably excited for the future of Star Wars Unlimited. The Legends cards, the ones with this little gold border on the bottom, if you can see, these ones are just absolutely fan-frickin-tastic for the future of the game. It's going to be really exciting to see what we're going to come up with. Another Night Saber, Protect the Pod. I've had some people ask me to play around this card or to play with this card. It's going to be pretty fun. I think we're going to do a couple videos for that. Lothwolf, nice little 3/3 Sentinel, Unleash Rage. Nice other one that's been really fun, Precarious Predicament. The one that is essentially a better Waylay unless your opponent says it could be worse. And if they do, then you could play It's Worse for free. Otherwise, it's just a Waylay. I don't think this card's very good, but it's hilarious, honestly. Shatterpoint, one of the better removal events in the entire game at this point. Jocastanu, nothing that I've been super impressed with, but if you are playing upgrade decks, this could do some tricky shenanigans. And oh my gosh! What? Oh my gosh! And then a foil Kellerman back. What the heck, guys? We've got legendary into legendary into legendary to start us off. We've got triple legendaries, 3 legendaries already in the box. I'm not sure what to think about that, because that could mean one of two things, really. That could mean that we are really in the money and that we're going to get some crazy packs here and it's going to be a god box, or it means we've already used all of our luck here. And I mean, honestly, the video is already 8 minutes and I've only opened 3 packs. Just goes to show you how much I really like to savor the pack opening, so I probably gotta speed it up here a little bit. But Mythosaur, I don't think this is one of the better ones. I think both Legacy Run and Mythosaur are on the cheaper side of things if you're looking at value, but also kind of on the unplayable side in terms of Mythosaur, maybe for Twin Suns. But 9 resource, 10/10 shielded just is not going to impact the board immediately. It doesn't help you recover even HP or affect the board like Yoda does when he comes down, so something there. Let's see, do we get a showcase or a showcase? Nope, just a Grand Inquisitor with another Force base here. And you just start off the next pack with Youngling Padawan, actually a pretty good one. Long Beam Cruiser, just a draft kind of chaff card. Charging Philek, not that great. 4 resource, 3/4 ambusher, just not that strong. Tyranitar has been pretty good. To be honest, I've been playing this card alongside Blue Leader as just more 5 resource, 5/5 ambushers, and they've been pretty good in general. Cartel Interceptor is also another one. It's a 3 resource, 4 powered space unit, which I do quite like. Also excellent in Grand Inquisitor. Exegol Patroller, maybe some first order combinations there. Grappling Guardian, Thralls of the Coven, another Grand Inquisitor option. Dagoyan Master. This one is kind of interesting. Draws you some extra cards in the Force arena or in the Force categories, which can be potentially pretty good in some decks. Heavy Missile Gunship, more of a draft card. BD1, as our other uncommon here, and then Tragedy of Plagueis. So our first non-legendary pack, which we should be expecting, to be honest. Tragedy of Plagueis is interesting. It obviously is really, the flavor on this card is probably the coolest of the entire set, because it's essentially, yeah, Anakin learned the power to save, but you know, now the opponent has to defeat a unit. Like, it's just the flavor of it is fantastic, reflecting Anakin's search with Plagueis's, secret power to save loved ones. Do we get a showcase? Boom. All right, now the third sister, no showcase yet. And a little force space action, not a big deal. Sand Trooper Cavalry, kind of a fun one for draft, to be honest. Tip the scale. I think this one actually could definitely be a very good sideboard card for all cunning decks, because before we had Spark of Rebellion, but that is a heroism card, and that one and Tip of the Scale is not. So definitely an option. Porg have been very, very fun in my Count Dooku lists. Nihil Marauder can be potentially pretty good in Grand Inquisitor. Village Tender, pretty weak. Tales of the Assassin has been one of the most payoffs for force based decks. It's just been very, very good. Tukata, nice little 4/2 creature. Honestly, like I said, the creature synergies haven't really gotten there. Bolstered Endurance makes me think of Kylo Ren, the new Kylo Ren. We got a Plo Koon. We got a Asajj Ventress. This one's been very, very impressive. Oh my god, wait, hold on. Okay, we got a bonus legendary here because it is hyperspace. Hold on. Okay, we're talking about Asajj. My gosh, these packs have been absolutely insane. But Asajj Ventress has been really good at pumping up a bunch of units and getting some value there, especially with ECL. But then we get a hyperspace legendary card with Leia. I forgot Leia was a legendary, so I was like, oh, nice, hyperspace rare. But no, 5 resource, 5/5 force in Leia, space unit. And then while this unit is in the space arena, there we go. She can ready and use the force to move to the ground arena and give each friendly heroism +2/+2. This one actually has a little bit more potential than I initially was looking at. Of course, you need to use the force, and it is kind of like a janky situation going on. It's not like absolutely unplayable, but they're just better options, I found. It is cool though, because here's the biggest problem with it is that it can't ready in space, right? So if you could ready in space, and the next turn you could move it to the ground and then attack with it immediately, this would be one of the better cards, one of the better legendaries in my opinion, because that means you get a 7/7 that can attack immediately next turn, and then it pumps up your other units, which actually seems pretty good. But the fact that it can't ready up means that you don't have the ability to attack with it unless there's some other qualifying factor there. We also got Liberated by Darkness, which is an amazing card. It's basically Change of Heart, but you have to use the Force for it. Also pretty good. And then a Crushing Blow, which I've not seen too much value with. Whoops, wrong pile there. Crushing Blow, nice little removal event from the Vigilance side of things. And ooh, look at my favorite leader in Kit Fisto here. Let's go to put that to the side. We got a Vulpix as the next card. Will of the Force, nice little option for force-based decks as a waylay option, but gives you a little bit of extra value if you have the force, which can be pretty cool. We've got In the Shadows, which not very good at all. Arcadio, 4 resource, 4/4 creature. Again, creatures, I wish we had more of them. Jedi Knight, Initiative can do some nice things. Hive Defense Wing, not really there. Iterant Warrior actually is pretty strong in those force-based decks. A 4 resource, 4/4 shielded's already intriguing. Has the force tag, intriguing. And then you get this ability to heal 3, like very, very interesting for some more mid-range decks. DRK1 Probe Droid seems like a perfectly reasonable draft card. Jedi Temple Guards, again, not that great. Jedi Vector, of course, we're getting that with the Kit Fisto. Force Speed's pretty cool, honestly. Double Cunning, you can go ahead and return a bunch of upgrades. I just think it's better to defeat them, but hey, if you're in Double Cunning, maybe. Ceresu Stance here as play a force unit, and then Yaddle. And then Hyperspace Wayfarer. Yaddle is actually one of those rares where I really, really would want. This is one of the critical rares that you're looking for from the set. And I think this is actually going to be a pretty expensive one. It's just a 2 resource, 2/4 restore 1. And then in some cases, it'll give you other units restore 1. But just having a turn 1 at 2/4, that's like very unlikely to die here. And then being able to have that force tag early on for a lot of decks is so important. It basically just makes them function in the first place. So one of the chase rares for me. Anakin Skywalker, one of the non-aspected leaders. I think this one is actually one of the ones that has disappointed me the most. It actually hasn't been as strong as I was hoping for. Obviously, a 5 resource 4/6 is pretty good, but the fact that you can only have one aspect is still weak. It is still weak, and that means that you can't really utilize all of the good turn few earlier force plays that you normally would for these styles of decks. So, for example, if you're playing Vigilance, you got Yaddle, but you can't play like Adi Galea or Gunji, which is what you would want to play. Lothcat here. Creature deck, guys. I was really hoping for Pounce to be excellent. Jedi Sentinel, actually not too bad. Nice little Sentinel body. I've actually been more impressed with that card than I thought. Blue Squadron Assault Wing, definitely a draft card. Whirlwind of Power, I've seen some use out of this. -3/-3. It's like a make an opening, but you do get the option of, well, or -2/-2 is make an opening, but then you do get the option of getting an improved make an opening, but you don't get the heal, so sometimes worse. A Knight of Ren, more first order cards for the potential of oh my gosh, what's her face? Phasma. Padawan Starfighter reprint. Thralls of the Coven, definitely a great Inquisitor. Acclimator Assault Ship. 5/8/7 double command, not playable, but fun regardless. Focus determines reality. Another one that probably isn't that playable. Luthen Rail, and then Heavy Blaster Cannon. This is the first one. Oh my gosh, what? I was gonna say this is the first pack where I'm like, oh, we kind of just got a rare that in my opinion is pretty weak. And we did get Tragedy of Plagueis, which is pretty weak too, but oh my gosh, we got another legendary here, actually, in Oporensis, I think is how you pronounce it. This one's a foil one, but another legendary. We're up to 5 legendaries in how many packs? Is that 5 legendaries, 7 packs? That is insane. That is insane. How many leaders have I pulled? Yeah, that's 7 packs, 5 legendaries. That is incredible already. This is a 3/5, kind of absorbs all the keywords. I cannot wait to build a double green Organ Elspeth that can try to just have some fun. That is crazy, but I don't think the card is all that powerful. Showcase, oh, another Kit Fisto, of course. I say that and then we get a Kit Fisto. Wow, that is incredible, guys. Volptex here, Force Slow, probably just a draft card. Fallen Jedi, 3/4. Jedi Constant, this is probably one of the best commons in the set. This has just been absolutely fantastic for a lot of the force based decks, especially the ones like Obi-Wan that you can use the vigilance base that generate the force for you on turn 2, which allow you to use the trigger of Jedi Constant. Is that? I'm looking at this card. The card looks just a little bit weird. Is that how Jedi Starfighter is supposed to look? That little bend there? I think that's a misprint. I think so. Look at that. It's on the top right. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but like that right there. I don't know. Quality control issues, guys? I don't know. Outer Mystic, Jedi Guardian, another Legends card, by the way. Absolutely love seeing those. Savage Oppress. Wow. I feel like this was from set 4 because it was one of the first cards that they revealed, but unplayable in general. Another BD one, and then we got a Plo Koon. And oh my gosh, we've got another legendary. I mean, this is insane, guys. We got the Father. I know they increased the legendary rates. Okay, I know they did. I know there are more draft chaff, slight couple of legendaries. But the fact that we've opened 8 packs and we've gotten 6 legendaries, that is definitely above rate. That is significantly above rate. And 2 of them being pretty exciting in the Hyperspace Leia. Just because I'm a hyperspace fanboy, and the Yoda, obviously Yoda being the big one here. Yoda, absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and go to the next pack. The Father here, though, 5/10, use the Force, you would deal 1 damage to the unit. If you do, the Force is with you. Definitely not going to do anything. Just absolutely horrible as a card. Okay, what do we got? And I always look away for the start of the pack. Showcase? Okay, nope. Talzin. One of the better leaders from the set alongside Obi-Wan, in my opinion. That one actually might see some meta play as a way to just shrink down units and then get control of the board when she comes down. I think that's pretty useful. Depth of Anger, not that great. Forged Starfighter, another one. Oh my gosh, this out of all of them, alongside like Revan and Malak, just make me so excited. You guys remember doing the little Ebon Hawk Oh my god, it's like the pew pew pew. You guys remember that? You're flying around to Tatooine or whatever, you get ambushed by the forged starfighters and you gotta kill them all in space. Come on, you guys know the sound effect. It's playing in your mind right now. I know it's playing in your mind if you played the game, because it is in mine right now. Secretive Sage, one of the better comments in the set as well. Attuned Fear Knock, Knock here. Again, more creature stuff. I was really hoping that we were gonna get a lot more creature stuff, that we could really take advantage of, like Pounce or Kanan to the next degree. Heirloom Lightsaber, Flight of the Inquisitor, basically unplayable. Depo Valaba has actually been pretty good. I think this card's been pretty solid as like an ambusher on 6, but you do, you have other options. Nameless Terror, as a nice little uncommon here, messes with some force units. I could see this being a sideboard option. And then I did see this hyperspace foil tip the scale, which looks very, very cool. But then our rare is Deceptive Shade. I was hoping that this card would be pretty interesting. I was like, ooh, Sith tag. What can we use with the Sith tag here? But the 2/3, when defeated, next unit you play this phase gains ambush. Oftentimes your unit dies and it kind of messes with your sequencing of plays, which can really mess you up. And it's just been not that powerful. Moving on to the next one. What do we got here? Like I said, I always close my eyes when I open these packs, just in case I'm a showcase. Snoke, though, pretty nice one that I think people are sleeping on. I think that card's actually pretty good. We've got ourselves Crystal Caves, a little hyperspace base here. Last Words. This one's very, very, very awesome art. Absolutely love that. We got a Jedi Sentinel. We got Gungan Warrior, definitely a draft card. Ascension Cable. This one, definitely a draft card as well. Ravenous Raptor, very, very aggressive, but still fun. Overpower. I wanted to see if I could build a deck with like just a bunch of these effects and just go to town, but it's kind of awkward because it's like, yes, you may be building a bunch of these effects, but 3 resources for essentially +3 damage just doesn't do enough. Another Whirlwind of Power, Do or Do Not, a little fun force drawing card. Knight in Red, another first order card. There's our second Kylo Ren back. I'm hoping to get another one of these guys. I don't want to have to go buy them. Quinlan Voss coming in. Caretaker Matron as a heroism card. And then we got Jedi Trials and Go Into Hiding. So slowing down here on the Legendaries. Jedi Trials, probably one of the more unplayable cards, at least in Premier. I like it in draft, but in Premier, I mean, that card, you have to attack once at least to get a experience token, and then twice to get 2 experience token, and that's where it starts to become like okay. I don't know, maybe it's playable just because it's 1 resource. Maybe I'm too harsh on it. Maybe it's not like a horrible card, because it hasn't been like that terrible, but it's definitely not something that I'm super excited about. Barris, another rare leader here, using the Force to make our events cheaper. Pretty awesome there. Starlight Temple. We got another Army of the Dead. We got Sorceress of Tuned. It's Worse. All right, goes with our Precarious Predicament right there. Another Sorceress of Tuned. Crushing Blow coming in with a removal. Acolyte of the Beyond, nice way to generate the Force, but not a Force unit himself, which I think is the biggest problem with this card. This card, every single time I play it, when I want to generate the Force, has been always unimpressive to me. Magistrate Scout, nice Restore Tour. Sorceress Blast, one of the better Force events in the set. Impossible Escape. A little bit of value there. Another Luthen Rail here. Give ourselves some items. Acclimator Assault Ship, and then Kylo Ren's Lightsaber. Kylo Ren's Lightsaber, obviously a critical one for the Kylo Ren deck if you don't want your Kylo Ren to be exhausted. But outside of that, not exactly all that powerful. We got Ahsoka Tano coming in next, as well as Crystal Caves here. We got Pounce. We got Ravenous Gundark. We've got N1 Starfighter. We've got Hyena Bomber. By the way, N1 Starfighter has been one of the best commons. There's not like a ton of commons that are like extremely exciting, by the way, but N1 Starfighter has been one of the better ones. Just a cunning 3/2 base is just pretty nice. Kadu, nice little creature there. Awakened Specters, more Night cards. I really was hoping to see a full Night Sister deck, but I don't think we have that in the game right now. Wampa, Inquisitor's Lightsaber again. There's another Night Sister card, a Night Sister Warrior, and another Night Sister card, and Marin, which both have been really reasonable. Actually, I think Marin's been really good against some decks. Another Force Speed here, Ceresu Stance, and okay, here is a Rey, as well as a foil Youngling Padawan. Rey's been pretty interesting, guys. This is a card that with Yoda has been really, really fun, and I would definitely not hate to be playing like Yoda in the Galactic Championships. I am leaning towards Han 2 as the deck of choice, Han 2 Force, but I'm really curious to see what people are going to be bringing here to the Galactic Championship, as it's coming up relatively soon. We got Shadowed Undercity here. We've got Ascension Cable. We've got Last Words. N1 Starfighter again. Mysterious Hermit, nice little 2-resource ambushing force unit, which can actually be pretty interesting. I've had some people talk about this card with like Barris. You can play like Barris red, for example, and then Mysterious Hermit ambush out, and then use Barris's ability to force throw on turn 1, and then maybe kill off their unit. Actually, not a bad play. I think it's actually pretty good. So that's kind of fun. Trident Assault Ship, Heirloom Lightsaber again. We've got a Ravenous Rathtar. We've got Outer Mystic, Secretive Sage. Glad I got another one of those. Caretaker Matron here. Calm in the Storm. This is pretty obnoxious in limited. Directed by the Force. And there's our rare here in Sifo-Dyas, and we got a Fall on Jedi. Sifo-Dyas, I was really hoping for some more clones, but we just didn't get enough to really see Sifo-Dyas do some crazy things for us. All right, like I said, we started off really strong with those legendaries, and now we're getting into the rare packs. But you know what? Nothing to complain about. Again, don't look at the pack. Hopefully I get a showcase, but that is just another Talzin. Medical Frigate here as a Heroism card. Disturbance in the Force. Go into hiding. Corrupted Saber, little upgrade here for Force units. Can be pretty nice on Grand Inquisitor. This can be really obnoxious on a Grand Inquisitor leader, by the way, in the draft. Strike Ship, pretty nice one here. This one with Vader has been just disgusting. I played a lot of decks with like Grand Inquisitor with like Strike Ship, TIE Bomber, and then the Vader pilot, where you can like put Vader on the Strike Ship, attack for 6, get the 1 damage trigger, and then ready it up again. Or if the TIE Bomber is even better, because the TIE Bomber, you put Vader on there, you attack for 3, but then you get the indirect damage plus the damage trigger, so they can't really put the indirect damage on their units, and if they do, we can knock them out with Vader. But then also you get to ready it up again, and because it is 4 toughness, you can actually ready up the TIE Bomber on turn 1, attack with it. Turn 2, you put Vader on, and they've probably already indirect damaged their units, so then it's now a 3/5, so you can attack, ready it up again, it becomes a 3/3, and then next turn you can attack, ready it up again, it becomes a 3/1. That extra point of toughness does matter. It can absolutely end games. Drain Essence, one of the better ones with Talzin. Jedi in Hiding, perfectly reasonable. A little bit of hand disruption there. Following the Path, drawing Force cards. I haven't really seen that be all that great. I was hoping for some synergy with Old Daka with some more cards that have a when played or when defeated trigger, but Old Daka hasn't been that exceptional. Shin, on the other hand, has been pretty great. This 3-resource 3/2 Force unit with Shielded, 3-resource 4/2 Shielded is already kind of like, okay, Force aspect, and Hidden actually becomes super relevant. This card's been pretty good. Marin here, and then Adi Gallia and a DRK Probe Droid. So Adi Gallia, another rare. This is another one where I'm like, yes, absolutely, I would like a couple copies of these. This is definitely one of the cards that I am excited about. Just similar to Yaddle, where you kind of want the rares that trigger or synergize with your game plan. The turn 1 Force plays are really, really important. As such, we haven't even seen a Gunji, which I would love to see here. We got another Kit Fisto. Great. Kit Fisto, we got Crystal Caves here, and we got Gungan Warrior, Tusken Tracker. I'm really curious, by the way, about things like this. Similar to like Legends, the game is completely open to whatever our overlords at FFG want to do, but I could see Tuskens becoming like a tribe similar to Night Sisters in this game. Consumed by the dark side here. Pounce, again, really hoping that card was going to be good. Do or do not, a little bit of draw a card with the Force. Praetorian Guard, reprint Guardian of the Wills, another Strike Ship. Mind Knock, a little bit of creature action. Lightsaber Throw has been very, very interesting. This is a card that makes some decks really, really powerful if you're playing a couple lightsabers already. And then you can always resource it if you don't draw the correct combination of cards, which I think Lightsaber Throw definitely makes it a little bit more interesting. Priestess of the Force, we got is that a hyperspace foil or just hyperspace? And Darth Revan's lightsabers and a hyperspace foil Talzin's Assassin. That looks absolutely fantastic. I'm huge into the hyperspace foils, by the way, guys. I love the hyperspace foils. The Star Wars Unlimited, if you guys play Magic, and I do play Magic, one of the things that I really like about the hyperspace foils is this. The fact that I can hold it up right now and it's not like this or like this. Really, it's oftentimes like this where like they're bent and it's like, here's your hyperspace foil, guys. And it's like that. Like that is absolutely horrible. So the foils in this game have been really, really solid in terms of that. But Darth Revan's Lightsaber, I was waiting to get one of these guys. Another Legends cards. This one has been so fun to play with. Just putting it on like a Dooku after he's taking 2 damage and getting like +4/+2 is freaking fun. Or the Maliks or the Revans and just getting absolutely insane amounts of power has just been so incredibly fun. Again, I'm not looking. Oh my gosh, another Ahsoka. That is a lot of Ahsokas today. Curious Flock here coming in. We've got another Corrupted Saber, another Forged Starfighter. Whew. It literally gives me goosebumps when I see Legends cards, guys. I absolutely love it. Following the Path, again, another Night Sister Warrior, another Jedi Starfighter. See, this Jedi Starfighter doesn't have that. That was definitely something wrong with the card. Torrent Attack here. Ooh, Chirrut. This one has been more impressive just because of how many times we can generate the Force. One of the things is we can generate the Force so often, but we can't actually use the Force as often as we'd like. That is where Chirrut comes in, because you can oftentimes just use the Force like 2 or 3 times in a single turn, and this makes it that Chirrut is actually extremely tanky. And that's one thing that I was waiting on with Chirrut. I was like, I'm not huge on Chirrut right now when he first was revealed. And then as we got more of the set reveal and see how often we can go ahead and actually trigger the Force, Chirrut has definitely gone up in my my experience. Vene, Battle Fury, absolute Kylo Ren masterpiece, and one of the rare bases. Our first rare base. Actually forgot about the rare bases. Virgin's Temple. If I was going to get a rare base, this is the one I'd want. This is the most playable in my opinion, alongside Mystic Monastery. But this one definitely goes in like Obi Blue and a couple other decks. Battle Fury for our Kylo Ren shenanigans. But yeah, Virgin's Temple, first rare base. Really, really sweet there. All right, guys, how many more packs do we got? We've got this many more packs. We've got, looks like 8 more packs to go, and we still have that Carbonite booster pack like I mentioned earlier. Can we get a showcase, guys? Can we get a showcase? There's our first Kanan. Happy to see that. Kanan, the creatures have been pretty powerful. Just playing like a Toon Fear Knock on turn 1, giving a shield token has been pretty nice. Gifted Urchin coming in, Adept of Anger, Refugee of the Path, Grappling Guardian, nice little hyperspace whale there. I love the Purgles here. I would love to have seen more synergy with the Purgles and like go all in. That is one thing that I think this game really hasn't done yet is, and maybe we'll see it in just a future sets, but really like a tribal deck. The closest we got were Rebels, and Rebels, that was pretty much a tribal deck in the earlier sets, but it was based on just a single set for the most part. And it kind of fell off, but I would love to see more tribes, because there hasn't really been anything outside of Rebels in the game. Like, yes, Mandalorian exists, but there's not enough Mandalorian units to really benefit from that. Or Jedi tribes or Sith tribes. That would be really, really cool. Magistrate Scout, another Sorceress Blast, one of the better forced events. Point Rain Reclaimer. We've got Crushing Blow here. Attune Fear Knock. Owen Lars. Sith Legionnaire. Oh, guys, I love the old Sith armor. And we got Korriban in the background. Absolutely fantastic. Ooh, there's a good one here. Oops, I put Owen in the command pile. Let me just move that over there. Kiadi Mundi has been one of the chase uncommons of the set for sure. This Enforced text just allows you to refill your hand in a meta where you are grinding it out. The fact that you can just play a 4-resource 4/4, so you progress the board, put on pressure to your opponent or not fall behind, and you get to draw cards, has been absolutely fantastic. And then we've got a Vernestra, another Jedi Starfighter. Vernestra, 3/4 force, gets to ready up. It can be pretty aggressive in those force decks and has been, pretty reasonable. Showcase, guys, showcase. All right, what do we got? Grand Inquisitor Hyperspace. Let's go for it. Disturbance of the Force, given a little bit of value there. In the Shadows, probably not going to have enough hidden units in the entire set to do that. It's Worse, another It's Worse. Overpower here. Jedi Guardian, getting a little bit of value there. Tukata. We've got Kadu. Grappling Guardian Part 2 or a million. Our first Aura Sing. This is actually pretty nice. Ooh, this one's pretty nice. Aura Sing 1/4 raid 2. Actually pretty aggressive and pretty high tankiness. Ezra, though, very, very good in the Spectre decks. Very, very good in the creature decks as well. 3-resource 3/5. If you have any of those creatures or specters, this card gets a lot better. We've got Neiman's Strike and a Hyperspace Foil. We got double rare pack. Hyperspace Foil, Deceptive Shade. And then we've got Drengir Spawn. This is a card that is just so cool. I want to build a deck just around this card. When this unit attacks, defeats a unit, put a number of experience tokens to this equal to the defeated unit's card's cost. So if you defeat like a 4-drop, you get 4 experience tokens. Like that can scale. That can scale, but it starts as a 3/3. If this was a 4-resource 4/4, I could see this actually seeing maybe a little bit of fun play. But for right now, it's kind of a meme strategy because a 4-resource 3/3 is just not good at all. All right, what do we got here? And Grand Inquisitor. Okay. Grand Inquisitor, part a million. We got another Night Sister Lair, Jade type Nubian. Not that fantastic. Blue Squadron Assault Wing, more of a draft card. Force Flow, more of a draft card. Unleash Rage. The fact that this can't attack immediately means that it's not that great. Inquisitor's Lightsaber, Cure Wounds, draft kind of playable card. Accolade of Beyond, Village Tender, maybe we'll get some Ewoks in the future. Drain Essence, not bad in Talzin. Ataru Onslaught. This one's been pretty fun. I've seen some immediately when this card came out, everyone's like, play it with Ray, play it with Ray, and I did play with Ray, and it was pretty fun, not gonna lie. It was fun to restore like a million in a single turn. Shien Flurry, this one's obviously fantastic with the new Vader. And okay, we got another legendary here and a Life Wind Sage. Syndralig, definitely not one of the chase legendaries, but we did get another legendary. 8 resource 5/6. You can play a lightsaber upgrade on him for free, and if you do ready him, this is the type of thing where, like, if I play lightsaber throw and then I play like a Syndralig and then I play like Jedi lightsaber and Luke's lightsaber and whatever else, like maybe you have a little bit of value there. But then you can also just play like Crate Dragon on the next turn, and that's probably going to be better in like 90% of games, and you don't have to do the whole combo thing. And when you top deck it's not going to be absolute garbage when you don't have a lightsaber. So oh my gosh, this pack is really tough to open here. Guys, this is our showcase pack. I'm gonna look away. I'm looking away. Okay, it's another Grand Inquisitor. Dang, we got 3 back-to-back Grand Inquisitors here. Another Fortress Vader here. We've got Long Beam Cruiser, Tusken Tracker, Go Into Hiding, Banking Clan Shuttle, our 3rd strike ship. Got a place of those. Hyperspace Wayfarer, now a place of Drain Essence. Got another Jedi in Hiding, Following the Path, Lawrence and another Jocasta New. We've got ourselves a heavy missile gunship, and ooh, is that another double rare pack? It is indeed. We got a heavy missile gunship and a Babu Frick. So, or a Babu Frick and a Malakili. Malakili has been pretty unimpressive, to be honest. There's not enough creatures to really see this be absolutely insane. And then Babu Frick here. This one I've tried to play with like C3PO and R2D2. Like turn 1 Babu Frick plus R2D2 is pretty nice with this. But the problem with that is like you need droids, and if you don't have Babu Frick, the deck doesn't do anything. So not exactly a playable card. Although if you do like Ray Yellow, I've seen some kind of cool stuff with that. And showcase. Obi-Wan. Okay. Obi-Wan, we got ourselves the Holy City, we got ourselves a Porg, Youngling Padawan, Medical Frigate, Do or Do Not, Itinerant Warrior, Hyena Bomber, another Purgle here, Bolstered Endurance, Cartel Interceptor, ooh, and there's the Cal Kestis Stinger Mantis, or the Jedi Fallen Order Stinger Mantis here. Hasn't been that great, but cool to see. We got ourselves our first Kylo Ren and Maz Kanata. I didn't actually see our rare there. Whoops, I pulled it aside, but then Sith Holocron. Okay, Maz Kanata actually been pretty good. Not as impressive as I thought it was going to be, but still very, very good. Still very, very good. I thought it was going to be absolutely insane, but there's just not enough Force units to have a complete play set of like 12 Force units in your deck without getting into some kind of nasty ones. We got a Scimitar here. This is a special deck card. Our starter deck card, you can see here with this little S. And those cards are much harder to find, so I'm actually happy with getting a Scimitar. Darth Tyrannus is like another one that I'd really want. Sith Holocron, though, this one actually has been better than I thought it was going to be, but still not insane. But it can do some cool things, like if you attach it to one of your more aggressive leaders, you can get some value there. Because you can do 2 damage to itself, which can trigger some crit synergies. So like in Revan, that can be pretty good. And showcase Morgan Elspeth. Okay, another rare leader here. Not too bad with that one. Lothcat here. More creature stuff. Fallen Jedi, Will of the Force, Gwaki and Monkey Lizard, Exegol Patroller, Tauntaun, Purge Trooper, Protect the Pod, another Talisman's Assassin. That's the playset. Saisi Teen, Tin, Dooku, and then Karis. And what do we get? Ooh, another rare base in the Tomb of Elrem. I have not seen this do anything, guys. It's too much HP to lose for an effect that just stalls you out even longer. It's just not good enough. But yeah, we did get the Tomb of Elrem. I'm not upset about getting different rare bases, but you know what? That's okay. All right, let's see what we got next. And okay, Cal Kestis. Don't have that one yet either. Great. Got a Jedi Temple here. We got Nile Marauder, Longbeam Cruiser, Charging Phylac, Refugee to the Path, Jedi in Hiding. That's a playset. Ooh, our second copy of Jedi Consular. We want one of those. Awakened Specters. Great. Jedi Knight. A little bit of initiative damage. Hive Defense Wing. Ooh, and Fifth Brother. This card's been pretty sweet, guys. 6 resource, 5/7 ambush. So same stat line as Vader, but comes down a turn earlier and has ambush, so all relevant. This one's going to give you +2/+2 if you play units and have the Force, which is actually not bad. I could see this card seeing some play as a curve out ambushing option in some of the villainy decks, so that's pretty cool. Ooh, and talking about using the Force and being pretty good at it, Mace Windu. This is another one. Between this, Yoda, Jedi Consular, and a couple of other cards like Kiadi Mundi, a lot of heroism, aggression, command decks are pretty strong. Anakin is one. We did a video on that, and then Han, which I haven't done a video on, is also pretty good. HK Assassin Droid and Eth Koth. I didn't know Eth Koth was a rare. This one has been super unimpressive, by the way. Oh, I just dropped all my cards. And we got another rare in the Daughter. This one has been pretty reasonable, using the Force to heal your base and the 4/6 action. Eth Koth has been way under what I thought it was going to be. So Eth Koth, 4 resource, 5/4 Force. Like, it's still totally fine, totally reasonable, would play in a lot of decks. But I thought it was just gonna be way more efficient and way stronger, because you would be able to trade with something and then be able to get your resource. But the fact that it doesn't come into play readied is actually a huge negative. And I mentioned this when I talked about the card, but yeah, the fact that it doesn't come into play readied is actually a big downside, because you can't actually utilize that resource that it's getting on the next turn, which is when you'd want to do it oftentimes. But all right, last standard pack. Do I get a showcase? Nope. We've got a Hyperspace Talisman, though. We've got Shadowed Undercity Sand Trooper Cavalry. Can we pick up a Darth Vader here at the end? You got to go into hiding. Jedi Sentinel, Loth Wolf, Witch of the Mist, Trident Assault Ship, Padawan Starfighter, DRK Probe Droid, 3 Lessons, Watto. Is that an upside down card? That's an upside down card in my pack, guys. That is upside down. All right. And then, of course, we get Time of Crisis, which I have not been very impressed with this card. It can do some fun things, but I'd rather just play a bombing run in most cases. That was an upside down card. That is so funny. All right, so a pretty good haul so far, guys. I mean, we start off incredibly insane with all the legendaries, and Yoda so far is the chase card that we've gotten. So pretty cool there. Happy about the Yoda. But let's open. We got 1 Carbonite booster, guys. What prestige card are we going to be getting? Honestly, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm just going to open and then we'll see. And we're going to do this nice and slowly here. All right, we got Cal Kestis Hyperspace to start us off. All right, that's not bad. We've got Sand Trooper Cavalry as a foil option. Okay, Sand Trooper Cavalry. You got Knight's Saber coming in. Nice little foil common there. Ooh, Darth Tyrannus. Happy about that one. This card has been very, very strong. Nice little starter deck card. We got an Ascension Cable. Okay. Force Illusion. I don't think we've actually had any of those, but pretty weak card. Infused Brawler has been very, very interesting in Avar Chris decks. Luke Skywalker. Rare. Haven't got one of these, but this one's been unimpressive. 3/5, but you can get scaling up pretty quickly. Ooh. There is our prestige card, guys. That's cool. Legendary Prestige, Oppo Rensis. I mean, that's our second one, right? I don't think this is a very playable card so far, because double command is just not where you really want to be. But that is sweet looking. Like, that is absolutely incredible looking. I actually don't know the tiers. I hadn't looked into the prestige editions all that much this time. I was too focused on actually playing the decks. But that is absolutely sweet. So I'm gonna put that off to the side here. Actually, I'm gonna put it like right, like just like right here on the top so I can see it. Knight's Saber here. We got Sand Trooper Cavalry, Outer Rim Mystic, Lore San. Ooh, another hyperspace. I'm impatient, guys. I'm looking at all of them at the same time. Another hyperspace legendary, though. We got Sin Drawling Part 2 going over here, and we got a hyperspace foil in Liberator Darkness. And again, look at that. Like, look how straight that card is. Like, that is what I want my foils to be. That is what I want my follow this week. Guys, if you are used to Magic the Gathering, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. It is atrociously bad. I should like pull one of those cards from like my binders over there in the corner to show you all. But anyways, what did we get, guys? I mean, obviously these are the two big ones. Prestige Edition Oppo and then a Yoda here are the two big hitters. We ended up getting quite a few legendaries. We ended up getting, excluding the two from the Prestige Edition, in our booster box, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legendaries. I'm not actually sure about the drop rate on legendaries and what I should have expected. I have not done my research on the updated kind of pack compositions and what they did, because they did change the like the way the packs function in terms of what you're expected to see, but I don't know what the numbers are actually for the set. But regardless, guys, that was an absolute amazing time. Again, huge shout out to my good friend Papa Hawk here over at Hawk's Nest Gaming. Thank you for sending over this box, and I cannot wait to meet everyone in person over at the Galactic Championships, guys. It is going to be an absolute blast, and I hope to get to see a lot of you all out there, a lot of the viewers just walking around. It's going to be a fun time. That's what I'm really going for. I am going to be playing in the tournament, and I am going to, you know, I don't know if I'm going to bring like a excellent deck. I don't know yet. I don't know. Like I said, I was thinking about playing Han 2 Force because it's just been super fun. But I don't know. Maybe I'll bring, like, I'll try to buy Vaders and do that. But man, Vaders are expensive, guys. If you guys seen how expensive Vaders are right now, jeez, it is crazy. And if I want to do that, I have to buy old Vaders too, because I don't even have a playset of those. Oh, that deck would be expensive. Worth it if I wanted to actually compete. But I don't know yet. I have no idea what I want to play. There are so many options. Part of me just wants to bring like Garsax and have some fun with that. But overall, I mean, pretty sweet packs here. This makes me want to bring Morgan Elspeth, the Oporensis here. Just bring Morgan Elspeth and have some good times. But yeah, let me know what you think about the set so far, guys. Let me know if you've opened up some boxes in the comment section down below and what you've gotten so far. Yeah, I just dove straight into it today. Not even a face cam. Crazy, I know, but you know, I just wanted to dive into opening some packs, and it ended up being an hour long for one booster box. So I apologize, and I also apologize for any janky camera work. My setup's not set up for this, but I definitely should get something for it if I am going to be opening up some more boxes in the future. But thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you all enjoyed this pack opening. I had a ton of fun, and I cannot wait to see you all in person the next coming weeks. See you then.